Empire Talks back. I'm Wallace Allen. Thank you for your short break. Thank you for your long-term and short-term attention. Listen, I want to bring my friend Carl Guillaume on the line. Carl has been working very hard to bring Carl on down to move his business. And I'd like for him to share with us as where he's moved and all of those good things. Carl, can you hear me? Can I hear you?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, we're making a lot of noise, Carl, trying to save the world as usual. And I think we have, saved a section of it, not the whole deal. Carl, I understand you're moving.
Yes, sir. We're already 100% moved. Everything is good. We already started training out of our new facility this week.
Mind, body, and soul. Elite training.
Yes, sir.
Not just the mind, but the behind.
Yes, and that soul. Because without that soul and that mind, you are done.
Carl, where did you move to?
Well, we're in Rancho Cucamonga. We're still in the same city. We're in Rancho Cucamonga. I don't have the address is Archibald. Well, I don't have the address in my mind yet because it's like so fresh and so new. However, I will, if you guys follow me on our website, we do have the address there.
What's the cross streets? How far are you? Location?
Yeah, we're off of 9th Street and Archibald.
9th and Archibald. Okay, not far from the old winery there. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, Carl, since you're just moving and inviting people in new, I'm gonna go on and spend a little time with my friend Thomas here, and we're gonna ask you to come back on the air a little bit later and give us a break. Tell us what kind of deal that you're gonna give to our people to follow you all over Fontana, Rancho Cucamonga, Inland Empire, because you are the best in elite mind, body, and soul training. But we need to give them some kind of incentive. So I want you to go figure out a little financial break, and come back and offer it to our listeners to see if we can get somebody to help break your new door down. All right?
Absolutely. It sounds like a winner.
Good deal. Carl, talk to you in a minute. All right.
All right.
That's Carl Guillaume. He's my physical coach. I've managed to not get to the gym for the last 6-7 months now. I've never been there, but he claims me and I claim him, and I'm going to be his wonder child one of these days. But, man, I think he's talking about meeting him at 5:30 in the morning. Tell me he wants me to meet him at 5:30 in the morning. I can't.
You can get up, Wallace. Just go ahead and get up.
I have a better chance of staying up than getting up at 5:30. But anyway, Carl is going to keep on working on me, and we're going to be incentivized to take care of this. This public speaking is an art. It's something that many of us get paid to do poorly. But we have an expert with us this morning. Thomas, you are in the business of teaching people to speak in public.
Yes, that is very true. Thank you, Wallace, and thank you for having me. It's a
Okay,
pleasure
now, with that introduction, people are sitting at home now taking notes. They're going to say, let me hear him mess up one time.
One time.
And I'm going to call in to Tammy. Tammy, what number should they call into? Tammy Martin Rouse, Facebook Live.
Lord help me. See, this is how you know Wallace is not really woke on social media. Call you on social media live. You know what I'm saying? Just
I didn't pretend to be.
They can message
I
you.
use the word woke as a consciousness about many things, and unfortunately, social media is one of them.
Okay, you're admitting to.
Utilizing
You're
the
admitting.
talents of others.
Okay.
I'm admitting that I'm willing to be dependent on experts such as yourself that would expose me to another level of understanding there. We did something wrong. Is this her phone?
We'll have to get you caught up.
Yeah.
We'll help you out. No worries.
I
No worries.
appreciate that. Nothing like a good expert who's willing to help. Thomas, tell us about your business, how you got involved, and what are the benefits to people who get involved with working with you?
Well, thank you for asking.
Pull a little closer.
Yes, sure, absolutely. Great question, and thank you for asking that. Public speaking is said to be the #1 fear next to death. And according to the National Social Anxiety Center, 73% of the population has some form of public speaking anxiety or fear. I used to struggle with public speaking. anxiety and fear. And I remember when I was 13 years old, I was the type of kid who would do anything I could to get away from having to speak in class.
Okay.
I had.
You see, you keep sliding back away from this microphone too.
Okay. You know, I'm used to standing, I guess, in speaking. So,
Yeah.
but I had this
Fear.
fear of public speaking because I got bullied when I was in middle school, like most kids, because of the way that I speak. They'd say, "You talk funny, you talk proper, you don't speak like us." So if you can imagine, I was really afraid to speak in front of my class. But then by the time I reached my late 20s, I really found my passion for inspirational speaking because I wanted to be an inspirational speaker. I followed Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Craig Valentine, Tony Robbins, great motivational speakers, and I wanted to build my confidence like them so I could inspire the world.
You just said something that was, hidden and extremely deep. You said that you were bullied because the other kids thought you spoke proper.
Right.
That meant that there was someone at home teaching you something that they required, but when you got to school, the students and your peers required something else.
Yes.
Getting along. So that explains why so many people who may be very successful in what they're doing may still need to see you, because they, just like the aroma of certain kind of bread and food reminds them of home, and,
Right.
and how there is certain language that we automatically go into because, we've been using it all of this time. And we think that we are as far ahead as we could get, but there are probably some words, some things, some phrases that we put in our presentation without even realizing it, because we're just used to living and doing this split personality presentation of personality and words and things of that sort. So some of us, without knowing it, are constantly coming up with old bad habits in our presentation and not knowing. Is that just something I'm speculating, or is that seem
No,
to be true?
that's very true. And in fact, I'll even take it further when it comes to fear, because we tell ourselves certain things about ourselves. When we look at our abilities to speak in front of a crowd, we may say, "Oh, I'm not a good speaker," for example. So the negative self-talk that we say to ourselves will stop us from even trying from speaking. And then when you also combine the response that fear gives us, where when we're afraid of something, our body always has a physical reaction. So when it comes to the fear of public speaking, we may tell ourselves that we're in a dangerous situation, but we're really not. It's just that we're afraid, and the way that it's making us respond by our pulse, our racing thoughts, we have our heartbeat goes up, we have shaky hands or dryness in the mouth or tight throat. So these symptoms just kind of validate our fear and keep us from pushing forward. But see, the reality of it is that public speaking can't be avoided. It's in everything that we do. And I think it's important, especially now in the climate that we live in. I think leadership especially, we need good leaders who can influence, inspire. So with public speaking coaching, I really believe that my mission is to help people build their confidence through teaching the art of public speaking, so that way they can build their confidence and go into any situation and be able to present and share their ideas and share their story.
How, as we spoke earlier about my lack of access to understanding social media, how has social media affected people's ability to speak to each other and desire to speak to each other, and which is worth more, what I tweet or what I speak? I mean, does that come up?
That's a great question. I think technology is great for a lot of reasons. Obvious reasons, we can reach millions of people all at the click of a button. The problem that I believe with social media and technology is that it's taking away from the human interaction and the emotion that we get when we interact with each other on a face-to-face level. I think with technology, and I don't know if you've witnessed this, where you receive a text from someone and you may read it the wrong way and take it the wrong way and get mad, but that's not really what they meant.
Not me.
Or maybe someone
Maybe
done that to
Tammy
you.
would, but not me.
No, people have read my messages wrong.
I think here's the way the poet said it. Me? What do you mean what's wrong with me? wasn't nothing wrong with me when I left me. Now, you might have misarranged me and relocating me from me to you.
Yeah.
But that ain't me. That's you.
No, I think it's all about communication.
Yes.
I'm not trying to change the subject.
No.
But all those nonverbal things that you get on text is about saying, if I don't understand, let me ask, and it goes through
That's the best.
conversation.
That's the
But
best.
back on to
And the strength of taking your time and speaking may have the same effect that I've recently received a letter. No. A handwritten letter requesting participation and subscription with the newspaper. I was amazed, first of all, of getting the handwritten letter. And I'm saying, well, maybe, why would he write? Maybe he's in prison. I went back and looked at the, no, I'm serious. I looked at the return address. No, he's not. Why would he? But I'm so blessed to receive this letter that, I've communicated with this person several times since I received that letter. Maybe the difference between being able to make that public speaking presentation also has that real deep effect that is caused by lack of exposure to that kind of, so since everybody's not speaking, the one who does really can get a lot more attention. Does that seem to be part of your presentation?
I think so. I think really just with public speaking in general, it's like anything, like a gym membership, for example.
Okay.
When you go to the gym, it takes time to get through the mental process
Okay.
of getting through and conditioning yourself. Same thing with public speaking, getting through the negative barriers that you place, maybe your perception of yourself, or maybe there's some self-conscious issues or whatever, self-esteem issues. But getting through that and then approaching public speaking from the perspective that I'm serving the audience, that I'm providing value to my audience, that it's not about me. A lot of times we are caught up in how we look as speakers to the audience, where the audience is more concerned on what you can provide for them of value. So when you approach it from that genuine space, then there's really no room for fear. But you have to address your fear to become an effective speaker.
Right, and just being strong and arrogant enough to take the stage doesn't mean that you're going to give a good speech either.
Right, yeah.
So putting all of that together, and once again, a person finally making the decision that they need some help or want some help.
Right.
Maybe you don't need any help. You've been fine. You were able to, coerce people into doing what you want, and your kids, appear to do what you've asked them to do. But my friend, Mr. Anthony Garcia, the mood master,
Yes.
he practices his bass every day.
Okay. I see
Okay,
where you're
his
going.
goal is to get better every
Absolutely.
day. So if we have a mind that tells us, I want to get better, I am committed to being the best that I could be,
Absolutely.
then, okay, so we're going to take this short break. When we come back from this break, we'll look, Thomas, why should people use your services and how can they get to your services? All right? We'll
right,
be back
thank
right
you.
after this break. We are talking with Thomas. What's the name of your business?
Dream2Inspire
Dream
Public Speaking Coaching
to Inspire. Very good.
in Rancho Cucamonga.
But he could.
I would love to.
yes.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
I never planned on losing my job, but we all know life can change in an instant. And losing my family's health insurance was an even tougher pill to swallow. So I looked into Cobra, but too pricey. Then I found out I could enroll through Covered California, where I was able to choose from good health insurance companies I've actually heard of. I even got help paying for it.
There's a limited time to qualify after losing your insurance, so check out coveredca.com today. Covered California. It's more than just healthcare. It's life care.
Back, I'm Wallace Allen. We are speaking to the public speaking coach, and I know that during the break you went and heard yourself talk to yourself and said, I'm pretty good, and you are. The issue is, are you closing every deal? Are you making every friend? Are you locking down every potential contact? And it may have something to do with your public speaking. Public speaking doesn't always take place behind a microphone at a podium in front of folks at the audience there with a controlled audience. Your public speaking takes place when you see somebody walking towards you and you decide to say hello or
Absolutely.
not, because that hello or not is either verbal or not, but you are making a connection that you are either connecting with or you are saying, I don't want to connect with you. Get it? You either are saying, let's hook up, or I don't want to hook up. Let's hook up sounds like, let's hook up. I don't want to hook up sounds like, I don't want to hook up. You walk past people and don't speak. You notice that they didn't speak to you. But guess what? They noticed that you didn't speak to them either. So now we got a double. Who they think they are? Okay,
Right.
so you can break down a whole lot of problems simply by not causing one and communicate. Your presence is a communication. Your presence is an indication of the opportunity if you decide to take the opportunity. But if you don't, that's also a decision that is read by the other person as you decided not to, Okay, so we're left with that.
And I'd love to add on to that if I may.
please.
I think another thing too, look at it from the interviewing. You've got interviews, your job promotions. If you own a business and you need to sell your business or create your pitch, these are all things to consider. It's not just what you say, but it's how you say it. And more importantly, it's how you say it more than it is what you say, because people pay attention to body language. Body language is one of the biggest focuses with the public speaking. When you're on a stage, your audience is reading your body language, and if it's not congruent with what you're saying, they're not going to believe your message.
Let me take it a little closer down, because you guys, some of us, we like to hear information that's for other folks so that we can tell our friends, what y'all ought to do. But let me say this. When you speak to your significant other, that's public speaking.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and you didn't know why they looked at you funny for the whole rest of the day. Because your public speech was way more public than you thought. When you frowned. Hey, public speaking is sharing the universe. We've got to be able to be better with each other. That's what we talk about all the time. We want to make presentations that are magnetic. Not the North and the North Pole rejecting each other, but the North and the South Pole attracting each other.
And there's so many elements too, other than just body language. And we talked about fears earlier, and you mentioned practice, and I wanted to kind of elaborate on that just a little bit. With practice, you're absolutely right. It takes a lot of practice. You have to commit to it. And I look at Kobe Bryant, very strong mindset, right? You have a craft. Public speaking is something that is a skill.
Could you find a clipper to talk about?
I'm sorry?
Could you find a clipper to talk about?
A
as
clipper?
opposed to the-
Kawhi.
I'm
I'm disappointed. We don't even want to go down that route. They're going to have to sign me next. But LeBron's from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm supporting LeBron no matter what.
But you're pointing out that excellence is
Excellence.
It doesn't naturally come along when you're excellent and you want to get better and you know that there are others. And I guess that's the point of inspiration. We're not Martin Luther King, and we're not, in the level of orator that he is, or
And you
Obama,
don't have to be.
But when we've got to close the deal, and getting along with people is the biggest deal to close.
Absolutely.
Speaking civilly, being understood is very critical. How do people get in touch with you?
So the best way to get in touch with me is to go to our website. It's www.dream2inspirellc.com. We also have a Facebook page, as well as I also have books as well, The Dreamer's Journey, Push Past Your Fears and Pursue Your Dreams. If you are on the fence of deciding whether you want to quit your job and pursue your dream, or even just pursue your dream without quitting your job, it's a great book to check out to help you and inspire you.
Very good. We're going to bring Carl Guillaume on quickly because Carl is going to offer you a deal.